So basically this particular memory based question series will try to give you a glance at how exactly the questions are asked in the examination. So these particular questions are of those categories, or you can say are of those topics which are actually were there in the year 2020 examination, were actual examination questions. There might be some changes in the options, but the concept that SEBI has brought into the examination are exactly the same. So before trying anything out, you should first give your hands-on on memory-based question series. And in this particular series, we will be making several videos and we will be discussing 5 questions in a great detail so that you can get a clear understanding that how we are going to proceed. And this is our first video for this particular series. And in this series, we are going to cover all the prelims examination questions that were asked in year 2020 as well as all the mains questions. So 5 coding questions that were asked in mains will be also discussed here in the videos. So let's start with the first question. So this was the first question that SEBI asked, and it was related to the scope of the variable. So you should be very much aware that what exactly a scope of variable is. So the question might be changed, but as you can see, this particular question belongs to programming concept, which actually is of 30% weighted in phase 1. So this is a phase 1 question, and in this question you will be given some statements and you have to pick that statement which is actually true about the scope of the variable. So here we have all these 5 options. Option 1 goes like inside a function or a block which is called local variable. Okay. So if it is inside a function, it will be called as local variable. In the definition of function parameters, which is called as formal parameters. So all these variables which are defined in the function parameter are called as formal parameters. Then the third one, outside of all the function, which is called as global variable. So if it is something which is outside, so it will be called as global. So which of these is actually correct? So our answer will be option number 4, that is all 3 statements are correct. So this one holds true for your local scope. This one is actually passed by value or passed by reference thing, and this particular thing is related to your global scope. So all these 3 are true, and our answer here will be option number 4, that all of these are correct. So this was our first question for the day. After that thing, coming to the second question, you can see there the question is related to the tuple thing, and this particular thing relates to the DBMS, which account for 10% in the phase 1 examination, and you have to identify which statement is correct when it is in regards to tuple. Okay, so you have to be clear what exactly a tuple is. So here options are like option number 1 is saying collection of objects which ordered are and immutable. So which are ordered, basically we should have an R here. Collection of objects which are ordered and immutable. Then tuples are sequences just like list. They are enclosed within the parentheses and are not even within the square braces, or all of these. So which of these is actually correct? So here again our answer will be all 3 are correct. So these all 3 are basically correct, which will be giving you an idea regarding the tuple thing. So here I would like to correct myself that it is not related to DBMS. Basically it is related to programming concept again. So it is again a programming concept question where you have tuples. So tuples are basically some data structures like list. So if anybody is aware of the programming concepts in C++ or in Java, they might have been encountering this particular tuple. So this is again a programming concept question, not of the DBMS. Okay, I would like to correct myself there. After that thing, the third question is saying in the shell program, it starts with. So the shell program, it starts with what? So in shell, the program starts with which of these? So actually in shell, the program starts with hash with the exclamation mark and then /bin and then /sh. So this is the thing that make the starting of the program in shell programming. So this was related to the Unix, which is actually of 5% in the phase 1. After that thing, we are here with the fourth question, and this question is related to what is true about the constructors and destructors. Again, you can see it is a programming concept question which is actually of the 30%. So you can see the questions which are related to the programming are very large in chunks in the phase 1 examination. So what is true? Let's read all the statement. A constructor in C++ is a special method that is automatically called when an object of a class is created. A destructor is a member function that is invoked automatically when the object goes out of scope or is explicitly destroyed by call to delete. So delete is a function by which you can also delete explicitly the objects there. The destructor has same name as the name of the class and preceded by a tilde sign. A constructor has the same name as the class name and all of the true. So here our answer will be all are true, and answer number 5 will be true because all these things which are stated there for constructors and destructors are actually true. So this was the fourth question. Now coming to the last question for this particular video, we are having commands that allow the rollback after the deletion. So whenever we roll back, so this is a DBMS question related to the transaction and concurrency, and here this particular topic encounter for 10%, which is DBMS basically. So commands that allow the rollback after deletion is actually the rollback command. So rollback command will allow you to roll back to the next previously saved thing. Okay, so even if you have made a deletion, then also you can roll back that particular thing. So these were the 5 questions that were asked in the memory based pattern of the SEBI 2020. We will make more such questions in the upcoming videos. So keep be updated with us, stay with us to get all the 50 questions that were asked in the examination. We are going to discuss all 50, but 5 at a time, otherwise it will give you a load. So now what you have to do actually, if we have discussed 5 questions, you got 5 topics, and what you need to do, you need to cover these topics in a great detail. Now you have to consider the transaction and concurrency in great detail. You have to consider the rollback thing explicitly in a great detail, and also the scope of the variable, then the Unix shell basics, and then in great detail related to the destructor and constructors. So you got 5 topics from this particular video. If you see like that, you have to prepare these 5 topics, and by that meaning you will be covering your syllabus as well as the topics which are important from the examination perspective as well. So this was all from my side. See you in the next video. If you like this video and you want us to continue to make these kind of video for your understanding, give us your motivation and our motivation high by liking and subscribing to the channel. Do press the bell icon so that whenever we are going to upload such content, you are getting the direct notification on your YouTube. Okay, so by that time, see you in the next video. Keep practicing and stay updated.